All right, family. Black Power. We black again, black again. It's the Truth Hour with General Sara, Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be happy. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, hot deals, great prices. You see sales all the time. Get on over there, kingseti.com. It's classic and Jurassic General Seti DVD lectures. T-shirts and hoodies for the kings and the queens. Got some for both of y'all. Got African and Kemetic jewelry, medallions, necklaces, bracelets, finger rings. You know, we got everything that you need, family, from West Africa to East Africa. Holistic tonics and remedies. We got that organic immunity booster with the sea moss, the holy oil, the holy herb, black seed. We got that living bitters for your family and a couple of more, nice, herbal tonics for you. Get on over there and get your health together. You see what I'm saying? Home decor for you. We got some home accessories for the living room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom. kingseti.com, ring the alarm. Class is now in session. Seti University, generalseti.com, over 900 video presentations. That's right. Advanced African academics. Too Raw for YouTube. Seti with the master teachers, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Walter William, Khalid Muhammad, Freemasonry Exposed, Occult Science, which we drop in a lot of that, in this month, because this is an occult month, the debates, and I'm hoping to get back to some new debates real soon. All world religions, video and radio interviews, highlights from over 50 cities, ancient civilization and mythology, black power, politics, and economics. The complete General Sara Seti website. Get your ass in class. That's right. Get on over there. General Seti, keep it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live stream. Too hot to handle for YouTube. Got a ton of new videos up on the site. You need to get on over there. I'll be doing some promos real soon to let y'all know what we got. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I keep it popping. So you ain't gonna lose, fucking with the general. Not at all. You see? And so, make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, General Seti, King Seti, Sara Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends, and comment. Just keep it respectful, because I will ban your ass. Okay? And I don't want to do it. So don't make me. All right. Today, family, we can continuing down on this occult. It's Saturnalia month that you niggas want to believe it's Christmas. You want to believe it's Christmas. And that's all right. You see what I'm saying? Beliefs get motherfuckers paid. You know what I'm saying? Beliefs get motherfuckers paid. And so then you don't need the truth. All you need is a belief. And if that belief strong enough, it'll get you paid. And so today niggas believe it's Christmas. And it ain't nothing but another name. And that's all right. That's another name for Saturnalia. But that's what it is. And then you got the Yuletide. But today we're going to be dealing with, because you know what? Another thing of why I'm dealing with, Saturn. Because, the mother celebration that came out of Rome was the Saturnalia. But also the fact that so much, controversy has been up, about, the Jews and so on and so forth with Kanye and with Kyrie and so on and so forth, and not so much in defense of, because I done already shown where, the nigga Kanye been crossed the line. He been wore the dress. You see what I'm saying? And so once you done, sign them contracts with the devil, nigga, that's on, you want to come up out the contract. But you can't come out the contract once you sign. You see what I'm saying? Not without consequences, because there's always the stipulations at the bottom of the contract. which he knew. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he was willing, you know what I'm saying, to take whatever punishment he got coming. And so that's what it is. But just to show you that they ain't, it's just a manipulation of information and shit and this, that, and the third. And then, the argument about these people being Semitic and, these people don't even practice, they holy book is the Talmud. It's not the Torah. You see what I'm saying? They holy books is the Talmud and the Kabbalah. You see what I'm saying? In which I'm going to get off in a little deeper over on General Seti's page, in a little bit. You see what I'm saying? And that's their holy books. The Torah is secondary to both of them books when you deal with it. You see? And, it's secondary to both of them books. But I'm going to show you, in the occult, pulling the veil back to show you who these peoples is. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't nothing but Romans. That's all that they is. You know what I'm saying? And, the Roman Empire, comprised, a lot of the nations that's in Europe today. Damn near all of Europe was a Roman colony. You know what I'm saying? For a period of time. So these holidays, when we say Saturnalia, see, some people believe, we are being, the word is, we're being, that we're making an assumption. You know what I'm saying? That when we say, that America is Rome and that, that Christmas is Saturnalia, it's not. America is from the direct lineage of Rome. Okay? It is from the direct lineage of Rome. Because Britain was a colony, France was a colony, Spain was a colony of Rome. All the West Europe. You understand? It's not an allegory. You know what I'm saying? We're not making an allegory. When we talk about America, no, it's directly, and so it continues on. If you want to know, if you're in a Roman colony, all you have to do is go to the state capital, and if you got that dome and shit, and it looks just like them Roman domes, motherfucker, you in Rome. You know what I'm saying? They still, practice the Roman traditions. If the Senate that come up out of Rome. You see what I'm saying? Republicans, I believe that, that come up out of Rome. You know what I'm saying? So you got all of these, ideals, you see, that come directly from Rome. So we would expect that a lot of the deities and the practices of those people will continue on right along with the great images. These are not small images. These are images of power that exist from DC. You can go to every state capital, and it's in the image of Rome when you get to that capital. You see, again, and when you talk about Capitol Hill, when you go up to Capitol Hill, and you got the Capitol building, you see, but they got that from Rome, Capitoline Hill, and on top of that hill is where you got the temple of Jupiter, who was the chief god of Rome at that time. You see, Saturn was the chief god in the golden age of Rome. You see, and so he was considered the primordial god. He was considered a Titan, even though the Titans was from the Greco-Roman, the Greek version. You know what I'm saying? But so Jupiter and Zeus, they was gods, and then you had the Titans, and then you even had a generation above the Titans. You had the primordial. You see what I'm saying? Like chaos, and it ain't too many that's in that bracket. You see what I'm saying? And so, and Saturn's temple sat down at the foothill of Capitoline Hill. And, legend teaches that Capitoline Hill, and if you go to that hill, you'll see that large, I don't even believe it's still up there. I don't believe it's not even up there no more. The temple of Jupiter. The temple of Saturn still got 8 tall columns that's, sit right there at the foothill of Capitoline Hill. You see what I'm saying? And so, at one time, that hill wasn't called Capitoline Hill. It was called Mons Saturn. So this was supposedly the hill where Saturn was born. And so in the Roman, let me get something up here. In the Roman expression of Saturn, yeah. So in the Roman expression of Saturn, you see, he was seen with the sickle. He was seen with the sickle, and he was the god of abundance. He was the reaper. He was the sower long before Jesus. See, Jesus adopted many of them Greco-Roman gods, the attributes of them Greco-Roman gods. You see what I'm saying? He adopted. That's what happens when you say synchronize, when you synchronism is when you take more than one religion and you intertwine them. You usurp a lot of the older traditions and you Christianize it, or you Islamize it, you bring it into your fold. It's a powerful tradition and you just don't want to give it up. So you rather adopt it. So because the people you ain't, if you're a young religion, you see what I'm saying? When you are a young religion like that, you don't have a lot of holidays. You see, you don't have a lot of festivals. You see, you don't have that. See, the older religions and so on and so forth, they've been here for a minute. So they created religions, celebrations and holidays and all type of ceremonies and rituals and so on and so forth. And being a young religion, you don't have that. So many times they just co-opt because all of the elements of religion is already there. They co-opt it and they Christianize. You see what I'm saying? Even the communion with the Catholic, with the blood of Christ and and with the wine and the bread and so this is the flesh and this is the blood and the Bacchus ritual, who was the god of wine. And so you see Jesus turning water into wine. So he usurped and many of the attributes of the earlier deities. You see what I'm saying? And so in that instance, he usurps attributes of Saturn. And now in his Greco-Roman or his Greek version as Chronos, chronology, crown. He is the god of also of time. You see what I'm saying? Of generations and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And so, when the disciples asked Jesus, they say, "When will you return?" He said, "No man know." He said, "No man know. Not even the angels in heaven. Not even the Son. Only the Father know the hour." And you use the term hour. You see what I'm saying? So you understand that he's dealing with chronology, and he's dealing, and he took second seat to the Father, who was immortal, omnipotent. You understand what I'm saying? Knew all things, and he admitted at that point in time that was something that he did not know. So when he dealt with time and he dealt with hour, he was dealing with chronos. That's what he was dealing with. You see what I'm saying? And so you'll see how they intertwine many of their older religions into the new religion. Now we talking about Vulcan, and you talking about Saturn. Now these is also two Roman gods that are heavily venerated. Most of them gods and goddesses, especially the elite ones, they have not ever given up veneration of those gods and goddesses. Never. Even though they spit that Christianity shit, they've never given them up. Okay? And so when you talking about, Dr. Spock on Star Trek, you know what I'm saying? You see that, in his hand gesture, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna try to do because I can't do that shit. My finger's too goddamn fat. to be trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you got to understand that that's Jewish. You see, that's Jewish. And see, but in that, see, when you look at Leonard Nimoy, you see, when you understand Leonard Nimoy, he was always doing that occult shit. You know what I'm saying? In search of. And so he was deep off into the occult. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't unaware of what was going on behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? Because it was him that, you know, so he had to been dealing with the Jewish faith. I don't know if he was a crypto Jew. I don't know if he's Jewish or not. You know what I'm saying? But that's where he got it from. You know, he got it from the Jewish faith. And so, you know, now it's crazy that he from the planet of Vulcan. You see, now what's really, you know, which struck me, because I had already knew that the Jews worship volcanoes. You see, that's why anytime you talk about God, and you in the Bible, they're gonna tell you something about, you know, even when Moses went to the top of Mount Sinai, you see what I'm saying? It was on fire. You know what I'm saying? And it was dark smoke and shit. You know what I'm saying? Thunder and lightning, dark smoke, and you know, fire on the top of the mountain. It's a volcano. You see? It's a volcano. So the symbol of Vulcan is the, you know, when you look at it, is the hammer, the forge. That's the hammer, you know, because Vulcan was a deity, and I'm going to show you that, who, you know, he lived inside of the volcano. You see, he lives inside of the volcano, and he's the god of craftsmen. So he, you know, he got his hammer, he got his anvil. You see what I'm saying? And so he, you know, he's working. You know, he's creating the weaponry of the gods, and, you know, and all this. And so he's very, very powerful. You understand? For the fact that he has created all the even the lightning bolt of Zeus, and all the trident of Neptune, and you know what I'm saying? He's created all of that. So he's a very powerful God. You know what I'm saying? And so he lives inside of the volcano. And so it's crazy, as you look in the back, you see Moses on top of the mountain, and it's always shown on fire. You see, and again, if you go in there, let me see if I can I got let me see. I got this online Bible thing. You know what I'm saying? Where I can just look shit up. Here you go, right here. Let me see if I can get some things. Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can get this. See if I can get some things just to, you know, back this up. Okay. Yeah, here go one. Exodus 19:18. Now Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke, because the Lord had descended on it in fire. You see, the smoke of it went up like smoke of a clean, and the whole mountain trembled greatly. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's like when the goddamn mountain erupt. You see what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I'm gonna have to go in. And because it's a lot of these verses, I just haven't taken time, you know what I'm saying, to go over it and compile them. You know what I'm saying? But but I'm not gonna do that right now. I just wanted to state that one for the record. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at Vulcan and you look at Spock, you know what I'm saying? See, that alluded. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you see the hand gesture is real. I don't want y'all to think, oh, nah, this shit that I'm showing you is happening. No, this is the occult aspect. You know what I'm saying? That many of them instances that the volcano was looked at, even in ancient Egypt. You know, the volcano, you know, because when you talk about the pyramid, it's the house of fire. You see, the house of fire is in relationship to the volcanoes that's in the southern hemisphere, in the southern regions of Africa, you know, and this is where our people came from. So this is what the pyramid in relationship to the south, you know, our family in Egypt was trying to recreate the south in the north, but it was in stone. They didn't have the tropical regions and all that in the north like they had in the south. So most of it, because Egypt was a desert, they had to recreate what was up south, the Holy Land. You see, and that's where, and so it was a recreation of the south and the north. The Holy Land was in the south. And so they were recreating the Holy Land in the north. And so even when you go in the temple, you look at the columns and you'll see the papyrus and you'll see the lotus, but it's in stone. You'll see the colonnades and you know what I'm saying, the hypostyle halls that represent the papyrus swamps and the lotus, that's in the papyrus swamps. And so this is a relationship to where they came from. You see, so in the pyramid, in the volcano, what you find when you're dealing with creation, when you're dealing with creation, you seeing the four elements of creation: fire, earth, air, and water. Now, most of the time when you see volcanoes, they coming up out the water. You see, even in the Pacific, you got the Pacific Rim, and you ain't got nothing but volcanoes. Hawaii, so right near water, you know what I'm saying? And so what happens, because the volcano is already, in water. You see what I'm saying? When it erupts, you see, when it erupts, that's the fire coming from the center of the earth. You see what I'm saying? It's coming up, it's busting a hole through the top of the volcano. You see? And so the lava, the magma and the lava represent fire. You see, and now when that magma come down and it hit that water, you see what I'm saying? What happened? It makes steam. You see, you're gonna see all that smoke and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's air. That's symbolic of air. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the water. Now, when that lava and that magma hit that water and it cooled off, what happened? It produced land. So you got all the elements in that volcano of fire, earth, air, and water. Land, fire, earth, air, and water. The four elements of creation is all symbolic in the volcano. You see? And so that's why it was highly venerated, and that's what you see in the pyramid. And so, so you see, that Vulcan, is one of the deities, the secret deities of the Kabbalah and Judaism. Now, you got to get up out of that comic book shit, or the Torah and this, that, and the third. That ain't even their holy book. They don't even accept that. As you know, the Talmud and the Kabbalah is more premier than the Torah. You see, because the Torah say a lot of things that they ain't willing to accept. So you see here, you see the volcano. That's a volcano. Now they could tell you God is up there or whatever, but that's what they're going to say. The God is in the manifestation of the elements that are being created by the volcano. Now the crazy thing about it, now when you look at this, we're going deep now. I'm gonna throw the ball. Now you got to go deep. We on some Jerry Rice shit now. Now, let me take that out of here. When you talk about the symbols of communism. You see? Now, see how I show you? See? When you look at this symbol, who was created by who? Karl Marx, who is a Jew. Okay, he the one created, and they say what it is. Communism is Judaism. That's all that it is. So you see you see the hammer, which is the symbol of Vulcan. You see him right there on his anvil. Let me put it back there so you can see. You see him right there on his anvil. You see him with his hammer. You know, you see him on his anvil creating a sword. So the hammer is a symbol of Vulcan. And then you got the sickle, which is the symbol of Saturn. That's what it is. Matter of fact, did I show you? Do I got the wait a second. Let me get that. Y'all can see. I want y'all to see Saturn with the sickle. Need to be. I hate that. Okay. Hold on a time. I don't know why I ain't got that wrong with that damn circle up there. It should have been in there. Let me go down here a little further and see if we down here. There it is right there. See him right there? So that's Saturn, you know, with the sickle. You see the original reaper and the Lord of harvest is Saturn, co-opted by Jesus. Okay? Co-opted by Jesus. Now the crazy thing about it, this is just to show you, because the Pope got the kipper on. I done showed you where he go and kiss the Rothschild's finger. He go to the Wailing Wall nonetheless, regardless to what the Jews say about Jesus. He go to the wall too. And you see this one right here, where Pan got on the face of Saturn and Jupiter. So that shows you that elements of both of them gods is Pan. That's all that it's saying. Now, when you go to St. Peter's Basilica, if you see to the left, that's Moses with the horns on his head. You see, with the horns, and if you look, even as he sits on the mountaintop, you can see, these two lights that's coming from his head, which is symbolic of horns. You see, symbolic of horns. So you see that Moses is not that statue was created by Michelangelo, and so that's an aspect, regardless to what anybody wants to say, it's pain. You see, that's an aspect of pain. Now, on the other side of St. Peter's Basilica, is right there is what they want to tell you is St. Peter's. But you see the ring on his head. It's Saturn, family. Wake up. You see? Let's take this shit deeper. Because then when you understand the attributes of both of them goddamn God, you will know what's really going on. Ain't no love and no peace and no harmony. You understand what I'm saying? They're about some rude, some harsh and extreme totalitarianism. You see what I'm saying? And so when you put them side by side, you see right there, you see Saturn and you see Pan. There's no way of getting around that. You see? And so when you start talking about the Saturnalia, they keep, but you got to have somebody that is capable of showing you these things. You see? Is capable of showing you these things. And so here is another one of those hand gestures, just like I showed you the one where, let me go up here and show you. what you see Jay-Z and them putting up with the, where is that? Matter of fact, it might be down here. Yeah, right here. You see, we put up the pyramid and shit. You understand what I'm saying? But it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? You see right there, you see, old Kanye and, you know what I'm saying? Even Beyonce, she put it up. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people say it's Freemasonry. It's not Freemasonry, it's Jewish. You see what I'm saying? When you go to the Jews, you see on their tombstone, it's Jewish. You see? And so, that's going to take, but see, they love for motherfuckers just always scream Freemasonry, Freemasonry, no, nigga, this Saturn. You see what I'm saying? This is on a whole nother level. The Freemasons ain't got nothing on the goddamn Jew. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers who ain't nothing but crypto Jews. They come out of Germany too. So when you look at that symbol, you see right there the star of Saturn up there. This is a Jewish symbol. But what does it mean when you start dealing with Goya? When you start dealing with people outside the faith, you got to come, you have to do them rituals and shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to do them rituals. And so one of them rituals is the osculum infant, which is the kiss of shame. Okay, what you see right here, osculum infant, the kiss of shame. Now you see Jim Carrey right there giving it up. He stick his motherfucking tongue on through there because it represent the goddamn anus of Satan, of pain. You see, that's exactly what the fuck it is. You see what I'm saying? And so in order for you to be initiated, that's what the fuck you got to do. You see what I'm saying? And so when you go to osculum infant, you see what the fuck is going on. You see what's going on. So all them motherfuckers that can cross that line, they know what the fuck is going on. You see? And so you see right there, the Saturn. Now, when you look at Freemasonry, you see that the symbol, even that, you know what I'm saying, is Jewish. It's the star of Rothschild, which is the star of Saturn. You see what I'm saying? And so within that, you're going to see the cube. Within that, you're going to see the cube, which is going to take you back to the planet of Saturn. And that's why the Jews wear the teflon on their forehead. Some of them put it on their arm. You see, some of them put it on their arm. Now, when you look at Spock, the Vulcan ears are goat ears. You see, that's another sign. Not only that he's Vulcan, that the volcano, he got the goat ears. You see, which take you back to pain. I don't know how many ways I can create a path that leads you back. You see? And so he, like I say, he was in search of, and so he was well aware of the occult. He was well aware of the occult. He had many, he was deep off into that shit. And so you see again here, you see Pan and you see the goat ear, and also with the elf. You see the elf, and when you say Santa, you see elf, you see L in elf, and you understand that L is Saturn. You see, so you got he's the primordial God. That's the God in whom they worship, and he's a totalitarian God. He don't leave no room for deviate from the plan. And so because Kronos ate, mutilated his father, there is no limit of retribution and abominable actions that they'll take. You understand, to keep power. That means they'll take out any of their elders. The previous generation, they will imprison the present generation, and they will goddamn abort the upcoming generation. And that shows you in the symbolisms of him eating his children, of leaving his siblings in hell, in Tartarus. He's supposed to have, saved them, but because they could be, wanting the throne also, he just left their ass in Tartarus. He said, no, I'm not letting them out. I'm going to lead them on. And he mutilated his own father. And so you see, one of them, that goat, is a very sacred thing with them, which is pain. You see, and they also got a goddamn they got temples over there. Matter of fact, I can show y'all. Where is that at? Where's that pain? Yeah, they got temples in Israel. And it wasn't no small, it was a large complex. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Here's the temple, to Pan over in Israel. They got a goddamn river named after over there. Okay, let me drop them in. Okay, this one. And so you see right here, the Romans took the worship of Pan to every land that they conquered, even Palestine. So the area is still there. There's still, it's not, this is what it would have looked like, at the time of when it was standing. You see? And so if you see right there, the one that's, wait a minute, no, this one right here, the one all the way to the far left, you can see it's in front of a cave. And that's said to be the cave of Pan. It's a river down there, and they say it was sacrifices that took place in there. You know what I'm saying? Where they would sacrifice a person, and then they would drop them into the damn. It's a stream inside of that motherfucker. But if you go there today, the cave is still there. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you the cave. This is the cave, and you can still see some of the nooks and shit where they would have had statues in there and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so, a lot of that complex was dedicated to Pan, even to the far right, way over there to the far right, you see, you see the dancing goats out there and shit. They got three, before the birth of the so-called Christ Jesus, the Palestinians were already into the worship of the goat Pan. Okay, so this is not just, something we making up. It's still evidence, clear evidence. And so again, like I said, when you talk about I keep saying Satan, Santa, which is Satan, you see that his helpers are the elves. And so you got to understand the elves got goat ears. You see? You got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. So when you talk about the goat, and they say separating the goat from the sheep. That was something that I did, and when I talked about, wait a minute, matter of fact, I can bring that up. I'm gonna bring that up, and then and see if I can get it. That's right, here you go. Matthew 25:31 through 46. Let me get that up there. Let me get that up there. Let me read it out loud for y'all. It says, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on his glorious throne. Before him, he will gather all the nations, and he will separate people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. Okay, the woolly head from the straight hair. And he will place the sheep on his right, but the goats on the left. Then he will say to those on the right, the woolly head, come you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You see? And so when you talk about the goat, see, we're gonna take this to another level. You see? We're gonna take this to another level. This is the straight hair. Now I got the woolly hair in there too now. Don't get me twisted. I got it in there. So when you talk about, the human manifestation of the goat, you see, we see what it is. It looked like he just took his motherfucking beard right on off and put it right on chin. You see? You see? So you see so you got to understand there's an occult understanding that, you know, that Jesus talked in parable. You got to understand that when I say Jesus, we talking about, you know, this is just a pen name. You see, it's an occult understanding behind that never existed at all. Yeah, and that motherfucker like what is his name? Trimestis, Hermetica and shit. You know, whatever his name is. You know, it never existed. You know what I'm saying? They just create the name and they pin under the name. You see? And so when you look at the woolly head, you know, you talking about the pure wool, you see what it is. You see, you know, it ain't straight. It's that woolly, that thick woolly hair. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what you get. That's what you get. And so, let me come down. Let me come back. And we also understand that, you know, they venerated Saturn also along with Vulcan. You see, in which we went over, and we ain't got no problem with touching on it just a little bit. You know, we just touch it on it a little bit because we're gonna be going into this further and further. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I didn't put that up there for Michael Jackson. You see, he's also, we did it with the music. You see how he in the, you know, he in the image of Saturn. You know, it's deeper than what you think. And he was into the occult too. He was into the occult too. Let me get the here it goes right here. Here it goes right. And that motherfucker Alistair Crowd. You see them with the, you know, they wear the Teflon. You see, which is the symbolic, the cube of Saturn. You see them all wear that goddamn Teflon. And I can break it down to you. It's not a problem. It's not a problem to show you that it's real. You see? And I'm going to go over and then I'm going to move on to the next episode. You see? Over on General Seti, where I'm going to be dealing with their holy books. That they get all the information. You see right there? You see the Muslims. You see how they go around the Kaaba, which is the cube. They go around them in a circular fashion, just like the rings of Saturn. And you see the cube. We again showing you the cube on the north pole of Saturn. And you see, you know, the Muslims going around in a circular fashion, just like the rings of Saturn. All right, and you see that the cube, the hexagon is on the north end, the crown of the planet. It's on the north, and so you see that they put a Teflon on the crown. You see, of the planet, of their head. You see, in reference to Saturn. And not only that, before I get out and show, you know, that just like the Muslims, they circle the Kaaba 7 times. They circle the Kaaba 7 times. When they put that Teflon, sometimes they put that Teflon on their arm. You see, they put it on their arm too. You see, and you see right there between their bicep and their forearm, they wrap it 7 times. Just like the Muslim go around the goddamn Kaaba 7 times. It's in conformity. This is not something that, you know, it's in conformity. And once you show and you see the conformity, you know that, you know, it's not a coincidence at all. And we're going to keep going and getting deeper and deeper as the day goes by until we get to say, and it goes past Christmas into New Year's and so on and so forth. So we're going to be going over all the rituals and so on and so forth. So stay with me, family. I'm just getting warmed up. I keep telling y'all. I'm just getting warmed up. And I guarantee you, go do the research. Continue to do the research. And it will prove to be right and exact. Going over to the general Seti's page. We're going to be dealing with the Kabbalah. We're going into the mysticism. We're going into their books. And goddamn it, and we're going to show you the holy books of this occult religion, the worship of Saturn, of Pan, and of Vulcan. We're going to go into the holy book. So I'll see you over there, General Seti. This is General, I'll say I'm going over to General Seti. This is General Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Power.